What up, boys and girls? DC here. It's a quick video today. We're basically just going to grab, obviously, while Wednesday, we're going to also grab a ticket pack, and we're going to grab a dustboard card, and we're going to have a look at the new stuff in the store, and we're going to grab a card back. So, let's kickstart with the ticket pack. So we're going to grab one of these. Obviously, SummerSlam will be cool, but let's be realistic. Probably not going to get one. Probably end up with maybe a couple of Royal Rumbles, I'm guessing. I'm not a big fan of the fact that you can't get a SummerSlam female. I think that, yeah. Anyway, that kind of sucks, but still, let's go. You know what? Not too bad. If that turns out to be a forged male or female, and a WrestleMania, male or female, that'll be great. But it's probably going to be 2 forged train-ups and a Royal Rumble female and a male. So, ooh, no, that's actually pretty cool. I'll take that. Ooh, this is actually not a bad pack. That's awesome. That's not the best pack, but it's still a pretty good pack. The fact that we got a female forge card. But no, I'll take that. Alright, let's check out the Wild Wednesday. We'll start with the stuff that no one cares about. Okay. Not Crash, but still. This is the Big Daddy. Okay. Actually, no, it's not. What am I doing? That's not great. Okay, here we go. Hopefully we can get some SummerSlams out of this. Again, not very likely. These Wild Wednesdays are not great. They haven't been great for a while. Yeah. It's not great, but it's still better than I've gotten lately. You know, it's not great, as I said, but compared to what I normally get, that's actually pretty decent. Oops. Okay, let's get the dustboard. That's right, I have not gotten. I've still got a bunch of cards I've got to train away, so it doesn't matter. We've got it. I recently got my free card. I didn't film it because it was, or I didn't upload it because it was only a support, which that sucks. I've got to be honest with you. The fact that a support counts towards a tier pool, that's not great. So they need to fix that. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully we can get something decent. I swear to God. SUPERCARDS, I swear to God. Don't you love that? Alright, here we go. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have gone with the same card. Maybe that was a sign from the SuperCard gods that I shouldn't have went for that card, that bottom card. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go to the freebie. Not the freebie. Sorry, screw it. We'll train it away. Let's go over to the card backs, and as I said, they got a bunch of new stuff. There's nothing in the store, as you can see, that's worth it. Two ways to win. Unless you've got credits that you want to blow, it's not really worth it. It'll cost you an absolute small fortune to even to get, honest to God, I'll be honest with you, even if you're going to try and get this, it may not seem like a lot, 140, but when you look at the odds, like at 11, just say 50%. Actually, no, 25%. You look at the odds, 15 a pop at 500 credits. That's gonna be a lot of credits. So, unless you're completely nuts and you don't mind, unless you're nuts or you don't mind spending credits, it's not worth doing it. I'd rather you spend the credits on pick doubles and whatnot for events, because you're going to get something better, to be honest with you. I'd rather you spend $5,000 worth of credits on doubles and whatnot, or multipliers or whatever for ring domination and road to glory and things like that, because you're gonna get better cards doing that than you are this thing. I mean, honestly, it's, even on my collector's account, I wouldn't waste money on that. Other than that, there's nothing really worth excuse me, there's nothing really worth looking at. I mean, these are all the same cards. Let's be honest, these are all the same packs. NXT Notables, they're the same pack. They're just rehashed with a different name, so it's not really worth it. Over here, as you know, we've got these cards here. They've been out for a bit. These are all pretty much the same. Let's check out the card backs. So you got the Ultimate Warrior, which is basically come back. Another one, Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we've got this one, Liv Morgan. I actually like this one. I'm actually going to get this one because I don't mind Liv Morgan, actually. I actually like Liv Morgan. I think she's got a lot of potential for a gimmick, as a gimmick goes. But we're going to get this because I actually like Liv Morgan. I don't mind her, so we're going to grab that. And I actually like the card back. It looks pretty cool. So we're going to grab that. And I'm probably going to use that. I don't know what have I got now. I think I've actually got sorry, I'm using my hot dog. That was actually pretty cool, the hot dog, I gotta say. But we're gonna go with this because, again, it looks pretty cool, and I don't mind Liv Morgan. The login bonuses, there's not much to it. This looks really cool. I actually like this. I have no idea what the hell it's supposed to be, but I actually like that. That's actually a pretty cool card back. Then, of course, here we've got an extreme card from the past. That's obviously because of the new quest or the new fusions, which, if you don't know, we'll have a look at them in a sec. We've got Road to Glory, as you know, that's been and gone. We've got Ring Dom, Last Man Standing, War Games, and Giants Unleashed. So it's not too bad a month. Not a big fan of Road to Glory. I used to love it. Don't really like it now. Ring Dom's always cool. Last Man Standing, yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that. I won't be doing Ring Dom because obviously I didn't get the Kyle O'Reilly card from Road to Glory because it was just I whacked 600 credits on it and I started to play a couple of games. I didn't even get the Shinsuke. Was it an extreme card? I didn't even get that. I just couldn't be bothered. Road to Glory is such a blech. I just don't have the energy for it, and so because I didn't get the Kyle O'Reilly, I'm not going to go. Obviously, I can't get the pro, so it's a waste of time. I'm not going to go for a single. Last Man Standing, I won't be playing either. So War Games, I'll probably play because I can tolerate War Games. It's not great, but I can tolerate it. And Giants Unleashed, I'll probably play as well. So the reason I like War Games and Giants Unleashed is because, like, I love War Games in the sense that, I mean, I don't love the event, but I like the idea that it's one card, no pro. That's the thing about, I think that's the future of Supercards, and this is just my opinion. I'd love to see them get rid of the pros for event cards, because with the pros, like, it's such a drain having to get a pro. And I think it'd be better for everybody involved if they had one card that's worth a pro, basically. So basically, you get one card, you max it up, and it's worth a pro. That way, not only do you not have to grind 2 events, you actually get it. It stays interesting because you're gonna have, you know, a different card every event, as opposed to having, because, like, for example, if you didn't want the Colorado card, or if you miss out on the first one, there's 2 events that you basically might as well not play. So if you're having 1 card per event, if you miss out on it, you don't have to worry about missing out on the next event. You can play it because you're going to get a new card. And if you don't really have the time to grind, you can grind 1 event, and then you don't have to worry about having to grind again. So I'd love for them to do that with all the event cards. Just make 1 card, make it worth a pro. And you just have your pros for your base cards, but that's just my opinion. There's a few other things, obviously. Chart topper starts. Excuse me, that's not chart topper. Where the hell is chart topper? Nope. There it is. So chart stopper comes again. Now, I like the idea of chart topper, but I don't like it in the sense that it's usually, like, I hate the fact that chart toppers, like, play, I don't know, just say it's 100 war games or 100 wild games. I hate that. It should be just 100 games, so that way you're not, see, because the way it is if you're playing with chart topper, because it's 100 wild games or something, you have to pick between playing 100 wild games and the event, which would be, just say, ring dom or last man standing. Like, if you're playing last man standing and you're trying to grind for that damn card, the last thing you need to worry about is having to play 100 wild games, 100 war games. It should generally be play 100 games, any mode. That way you can get chart topper done as well as the event. You don't have to pick one or the other. That's the thing I had. I didn't play chart topper last time because I was too busy trying to grind for a card. I don't know what the hell it was. I can't remember it actually, but you pretty much got to choose between the two either. And let's be honest, you're not going to get to the top of chart topper. It's realistically, like, you're not getting to the top of the chart unless if you're playing it, legally, if you catch my drift, it's going to be a battle to even get close to the top 10, let alone, or the top 50, let alone the top 10. It's going to be hard because there are a lot of players that play that are doing it in a less than fair manner, if you know what I mean. So, I wasn't a big fan of chart topper last time, but again, it really needs to be 100 games in general, not just 100 war games or 100 war rumbles or 100 wilds or 100 money in the banks, or because that, when you're doing that, you can't focus on the events. So outside of that, there's not much else on. I actually thought Super Pass would be back soon, but there was a lot of talk about Super Pass coming back, but I haven't seen it even mentioned. So hopefully that comes back, because I don't mind Super Pass. I mean, it could be a little bit better for free players, but again, I don't mind Super Pass. But yeah, outside of that, I do have this. I'm not going to get it though. I'm actually going to keep this because I don't really need a female at the moment. I'm actually going to try and save this for the new tier when it drops down the track. Because I mean, if I do get to the point where I can't get into the new tier because I need a female, I may get this, but I'm most likely going to save this for the new tier. Outside of that, though, there's not much else to talk about. Like I said, it's only going to be a short video. We'll grab this, see if we can get anything. At one stage, I would have been doing cartwheels over that. It amazes me how quickly these tiers just come and go. Like, wasn't too long ago that Primal and you know, I remember it wasn't too long ago that Primal was you know, was a really cool card to get. It's amazing how quick it is. Like they go so fast, these tiers. Look at here, Elemental. God, that was a horrible tier. I love the design, but God, that was a horrible tier. The cards were so the cards were so terrible. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how quick they go. Like I said, I remember when again, Vanguard and Primal and Nightmare were the hot new tiers not too long ago, and it doesn't seem like that long ago. And then all of a sudden you had Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Elemental was the big new tier, and it was such a letdown. Then you had SummerSlam come along, and all of a sudden you had Swarm, Behemoth, and I swear to God, Behemoth tier, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but you've already got WrestleMania, Forge, and SummerSlam that have come and gone. So, well, not come and gone, but you know, it flies straight through it. You just fly through it. It's just ridiculous how fast the tiers come out. But nonetheless, look at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, screw it. I'll charge. I don't usually charge Royal Rumble because winning it, you're really into one to win. As you can see, you really are, because King of the Ring is, because people sandbag King of the Ring. I don't sandbag King of the Ring, so you're constantly going up against people who are a hell of a lot stronger than you. So I usually just let it go, and I'll recharge here and there. But I only do it for the draft picks. I mean, it's unless you sandbag, you're not gonna win King of the Ring. And I don't really get sandbagging in King of the Ring. But it's like, for me, I could sandbag King of the Ring and drop down to a Behemoth or something like that. But what am I going to do with a Behemoth card? Like, I don't, that's the one thing I've never really gotten about sandbagging King of the Ring. People who are in SummerSlam 21 tier dropping down to Behemoth. It's like, what are you going to do with a Behemoth card? Like, anyway, but that's just me. Double draft picks for Wild Mode if you're interested, people. And, of course, the Fusions. These are always cool, but the drop rate hasn't been great. I started off really well. I got 2 out of 6, and I thought, oh, okay, this could be... No, I'm about... I've had a lot of draft picks, let's just say a hell of a lot of draft picks, and I'm still on 3. So, I've only gotten 3 gloves, I think it is. So, basically, if you don't know, you get gloves, you put them in a mask fusion, and you get a mask. You take the mask, and you get a cape, and you take the capes and the mask, and then you can put them in here in the sidekick, and you can get an attitude card. Oh, not an attitude card, an extreme card. Or you can put them in Vigilante, and you can get yourself, again, a little bit better odds. Still not great. There's Crime Fighter, same thing, a little bit better odds. These are the ones you really want to do if you want to, I mean, unless you want to get the old cards. But the Crime Fighters, these are at least new ones. So, but the pack to get, which will be the hardest to get because you're going to need a lot more, you're going to really need to grind your ass off to get one of these fusions up and running. This guarantees you, well, it doesn't guarantee you, to be honest with you, but you get a SummerSlam Forged or a WrestleMania 37. So, these are the this is the pack to probably go after if you can. You also get a chance at Becky. That does look cool. I'm not gonna lie, that does look really cool. I want this one more than anything because it's Goggles Becky. I'm not a big fan of the man. I actually preferred Becky when she was goggles, as I used to, or the Amelia Earhart Becky where she used to wear the goggles. But yeah, that's probably the best pack to get. It's not going to be easy to get that. I mean, getting those capes are going to be a bitch. I can already tell you that just by looking at it. But they're the fusions. So yeah, not much else to talk about, guys. Outside of this, maybe play a game or two of War. No, actually, no. We're going to have to charge. What the hell? What can we do here? Well, we can use these for starters. Just see where we're at here. 85. There we go. And we'll use one of these, so I don't need them. What else can we do here? I usually do the females because they're the ones that are more valuable in this game, because females definitely last longer than males, let's be honest. And I'll give you an example of that. I've got no males under forged or pro forged that make my deck. All my cards, all my male cards in my decks are pro forged or up. My females, I've still got WrestleMania 36s or whatever they were in my deck. I've still seriously, I've actually got a Nikki Bella. If you remember the Nikki Bella that came with Giants Unleashed, the one with the ship, that's still in the deck. I got a Nikki Cross WrestleMania 36 fusion that's still in one of my decks. So the female cards last longer because they're just so harder to get. They're so much harder to get, I should say. So that's my advice. Just if you're going to use these cards, do I have Nash? Maybe I'll pro that. Actually, what I'll do before I even do that, I'll actually go. No, I don't have any. Okay, so screw that. What we're going to do is we're just going to use them. So again, that's my advice. Level up your females before anything else, because they're the ones that you're going to be using. They're going to last longer, and then you're going to be more likely to use them. Because if you're anything like me, your female deck aren't crashing. And I'll give an example of that. Let's go to Giants Unleashed. Look at my Giants Unleashed. Compare that to my female. Like my females, yeah. That's not too bad. But I've been fortunate enough that I've actually gotten a pro Candice LeRae and a pro Natalia, and I've gotten a pro Mae Young recently, so it's bumped up a little bit. But this has helped me a great deal. But that's the thing. That's why I went. That's why I went hard for this card. I didn't want to really play. Was this War Games? No, I don't think was it War Games or was it War Games? It was either War Games or was it War Games or what's the bloody not Cyber? What do I keep saying Cyber Sunday? Codebreaker. I can't remember if it was Codebreaker or War Games. But again, I went for this because it's a female, and this card is gonna last me it's gonna last me ages. That's why, again, females are always worth going for in events if you can, because they're gonna just last you so much longer. So now that we've done that, we might as well play a couple of games of War just to drag this out a little bit. Oh god, I think my deck's on. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, my deck's fully. Oh crap! No, it's not. Oh crap! Oh, okay. The hell! I thought that. Why the hell did I put that in there? God damn it. Well, I should be able to get the win. Why the hell did that end up in there? That bloody Drew McIntyre. I have no idea why that was there. I can only assume it was ages ago that I've done that, because I have not played War Games. I have not played War. There you go. I've not played War for ages. I think I did it a while back because I was trying to get. I'm pretty sure there was go undefeated in War Games or go undefeated in War. Can't remember what it was for. It may have been. It may have actually been Supercars. I can't remember, but that's the only time I really lower my deck if I have to go undefeated in games, because it's almost impossible to go undefeated with. I pressed the wrong one, didn't I? Yes, I did. It's almost impossible to go undefeated in these modes because people lower their decks. So you pretty much got to lower your deck. And it doesn't matter anyway if you lower your deck. I used to be against it because I thought it was unfair to other players. But the way it is now, everybody lowers their deck. So anybody that, if I lower my deck to WrestleMania 37, just say, all the WrestleMania 37 players that would normally be playing have lowered their deck. You know what I mean? So you're only going to come across people that are lowering their deck. That's like Royal Rumble. If you lower your deck in Royal Rumble, you're not going to get advantages over other players, because you're going to be playing players who have the same strength deck as you, because they lower their deck in Royal Rumble, and the people that you would normally get an advantage over lower their deck to get an advantage over the people below them, and the people below them would lower their deck to get, you know what I mean? So it's really, I don't care. Like, before, I didn't like lowering my deck because I felt guilty about getting an advantage over a player who may have naturally may have a weaker deck. But now, it's everybody lowers their deck, so you're not going to be getting an advantage over anyone. You're going to be facing people who have the same strength deck as you anyway. So, like, if I lower my deck here in this, I'm going to be facing people who are on the same deck. Let me rephrase it. I'm going to be facing people who have the same strength deck as me. So if I drop the Drew McIntyre card in this deck, I'm going to be facing people with the exact same deck, but they may have another, like I had. I think that, what was that? WrestleMania 34 card? No, 35. WrestleMania 35, was it the Drew McIntyre? Can't remember. But if I put the WrestleMania 35 in here, I'm going to go up against people who have the same deck as me. They'll have a bunch of SummerSlam pros with the WrestleMania 35 chart. So it's not like I'm going to get an advantage. I'm not. If I lower my key to Shattered, I'm not going to be facing Shattered key. If I lower my deck to Behemoth, I'm not going to be facing Behemoth players. I'm going to be facing people who are SummerSlam tier, who have lowered their deck to Behemoth. So you're going to be facing the same strength deck. It's not like it used to be where only a few people lowered their deck, so therefore you were destroying innocent players who couldn't compete with your deck. Everybody lowers their deck now, so lower your deck. You're not going to be getting an advantage. Sorry to be rambling on, but I've got nothing else to talk about, so we're going to wrap this video up soon, because I don't know how much I can record with this app. It's only new. See, I don't know if there's like a 20-minute limit or a 30-minute limit or a 40-minute limit or what. I don't know. So I don't want to ramble on too much. I've actually found, and this may sound crazy, but I've actually found when it comes to the deck lowering, I've actually found that you face easier opponents if you don't lower your deck. Like, I'm in SummerSlam tier. By keeping yourself in SummerSlam tier, I found that all the SummerSlam Plus players have lowered their deck. And so you're only going to come up against SummerSlam Plus players or SummerSlam players. As nuts as that may sound, like, you would think that, like, my deck is SummerSlam Plus, I think. So I've found I've won more matches not lowering my deck and going in, for example, I found going in with a SummerSlam Plus deck, I'm getting more wins doing this, playing with this deck, than I would if I was to, it was WrestleMania 35. See, if I was to drop the Forge, I will lose more matches doing this than I would going in to the game with this deck. Because I found that the people in SummerSlam 21 plus lower their deck to Forge. So you're never coming up against anyone with a stronger deck than you. You're always coming up with people around the same deck or maybe a little bit weaker. SummerSlam Plus. I found that if you lower your deck to Forged, you're going to be coming up against people who are SummerSlam Plus with a really strong deck. It may sound nuts, but I've found just staying in your own deck, if you can stay, that's the best tip. If you can get yourself, if you're plus, if you can get yourself to plus, or if you can just stay around plus, you're going to go alright, actually. I don't know, I've just found that every deck that I've had, whether it was Forged, Behemoth, by being in plus, it tends to be a little bit easier than going up against SummerSlam plus players who've lowered to Forged. That's just the way I feel. That's just what I've experienced. I found that this actually gets me more wins. Oddly enough, I've just found that doing it this way, you don't come up against nearly as many overpowered decks, because all those overpowered decks have dropped down 2 or 3 tiers. So, see, I'm pretty much just, by staying where I am, I'm pretty much beating up on guys who are SummerSlam Plus. SummerSlam, Plus, or SummerSlam, just straight up SummerSlam. I'm not coming up against SummerSlam Plus. But if I was to lower my deck to Forged, I'd be playing SummerSlam Plus players. I don't know, I've just found this is so much easier. I'm getting more perfect games doing this than I am lowering my deck. So let's grab a couple more of these. Like I said, the drop rates haven't been great. Granted, I've got a lot of space left. I've got to train away some cards, but the day they get rid of the card limit, I'll be a happy man, because I've had to open up a second account. I'll actually show you that, actually. I've actually had to start a second account for collecting, because the amount of cards that they put in this game, you can't collect in this game, without a second account, because you're constantly having to train away good cards. With my main account, I was having to train away cards that I've grinded for, because I just didn't have the bloody card space. So that's why I've started up this account, and I'm just basically using it for just collecting. So whenever there's a card that I really want, I try and go on this account. Or if I'm going to grab some credits, I'll occasionally grab them on this account, and I'll spend them on, packs. And, like, for example, the Bailey. Was this the one that was pullable off the board? I can't remember. When they were pullable off the board, when they had those, like this, I actually went hard to get this on my collector's account. I didn't bother trying to do it on my main account, because I'd have to get rid of it eventually. So I did it on this, and that took a while to get that off the dustboard. Same as this, I did this. This was one of those bloody hideous, that thing where you collect. I can't remember what they were. They had this, the Natalia card. I never got the Natalia card. I was so pissed off at that. Then I found that they put it in the, what do you call it? They put the Natalia pack, the Natalia card that came with that quest in, where the hell is it? I think it was in here, wasn't it? But they removed it. That's the thing that pissed me off. And the Natalia card that you got with that quest was in here. I didn't realise it, and I was trying to get it, but I couldn't get it. But that's the one card I wanted, that Natalia one, but they got rid of it, unfortunately. I don't know why. But yeah, if you're a collector or if you want to collect, I'd recommend starting a second account. I don't play this a great deal. I only use it for the collectibles. Like, for example, whenever they had these, when they brought those out, I spent all my credits on trying to get these, and I'd grind to try and get these whenever they had quests and that. I don't do quest stuff on my main account for collectibles because it's just not worth it, because you end up having to get rid of it. So that's why this card, this account doesn't have, I'm only WrestleMania 37, I think, but this account has a lot of the collectibles on there, as you can see. I'm probably going a bit fast, but, you know, that's why this has so many more collectibles. But they're still one of my favourite cards of all time. I absolutely loved them. The design was outstanding, and the thing I loved about the old cards that you may not have noticed is I love the fact that you got so much more picture in them. I've just noticed, like, that's the thing I think I liked about the old cards. The pictures from season 1 and that, you had so much more picture in them. Compare that to the modern cards, which are, like, you don't get a great deal of picture now. It's so, that one's okay, but there's so, like, there's so much to the cards that they neglect. The one cool part of these cards in the past was the actual image. You don't get a lot of image in the modern cards, which is really disappointing. That's why I did love the older cards, because you did get a lot more, you got a lot more image in them. There's been a couple in the modern tiers that were pretty cool. Like, there's been a few. See, like, when was the last time you saw a card that gave you so much image, a lot of image? You don't get them nowadays. They're so overpacked with just crap that you can barely get any image. Recently there was a tier, what was it, that I actually was a fan of, because these cards here, these are the ones I actually like. These ones, because you actually got a lot more image. These ones as well. I actually tell me that does not look better as far as the image goes than, you know, for example, that. Like, tell me that does not look worse. I'd love them to tone it back for a tier, just one tier. Just, that's why I like these, because you had so much more image to work with. It covers up so much. The old image, you have to excuse me for that, that's my phone going off. These cards gave you a lot more image to work with, and I just, you know, you get so much more of the image in these cards. Ooh, that looks horrible, but I don't know, I just, oh god, yeah, that does. You know what I mean? You just get a lot more image, and oh god. But yeah, I don't know. I like it when you see a lot more image. I don't know, that's just me though. Anyway, I've been rambling on for way too long. So, oh god, maybe we should play a couple of games here. What's my deck? Is it fully maxed? Have not done this in ages. We'll play 5 games of war and then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, I just like them to go back to I just like them to tone down the cards a little bit, because I love the old cards where you saw a lot more image, because that's what we like. We like the images. We don't so much like the decorations of the card. Let's be honest. You just like the SummerSlam cards aren't too bad. That's why I don't mind the SummerSlam cards. They're not as full as some of these other cards. See, you do get a lot more image in the SummerSlam cards. So I do like the SummerSlam cards for that very reason. I don't have any space on this, I don't think. I think I've got to, yep. I got to, screw it. I've got to clear out a lot of cards from this, because I've just got a bunch of crap. Because I don't play this a lot, I sort of just collect my packs and whatnot, and so I've got so many cards I've got to get rid of, but again, excuse me for the rambling, it's just, I don't really have a great deal to talk about. Supercards are sort of, I don't know, I was really pumped for SummerSlam tier, but I'm sort of, the tier's okay, don't get me wrong, but it's sort of, I'm glad they've put in this fusion thing, at least that'll give me something to do, but it's sort of been, I don't know, I don't want to be one of those YouTubers or one of those people who bitch about everything, but I don't know, just sort of lackluster. It's just been sort of meh. I will say I hate the reversals in this game, because like, the one thing I hate about the reversal is that the fact that you gotta keep the fact that you replay the game 99 times out of 100. Let's be honest, you're gonna, if you win the game and it reverses, or let me rephrase it, if you lose the game and it reverses, 99 times out of 100, you're not gonna win the game again. You're still gonna lose it. Very rarely does the result flip, you know what I mean? Like, win or lose, if you win the match and they reverse, very rarely do you lose the match. And if you lose the match, very rarely does it flip and you win the match. I mean, it's usually just tedious, because you got to play the game twice. You got to play the match twice, and it's sort of, so that's the one I'd probably want to get rid of. I'm not doing Wild Wednesday on this, because the cards are just, it's not really worth it. I don't play this account that much, and the cards that I get from it aren't going to help me, so I've been stuck on WrestleMania 37 for I don't know how long. I think I did a video somewhere where I actually made it into WrestleMania 37, but it's been that long since, because it's just, I don't know, because I don't play it a lot, and it's just a bit of a drag playing this second account. I usually just do it for collecting, so I'm probably going to be in WrestleMania 37 here for a while. I will probably play it a bit more because of the fusion event, because I wouldn't mind getting a couple of those extreme cards for my collector's account. But yeah, the packs the one thing I used to love about the pack store was when they occasionally had a chance to buy theme packs. Remember when they used to have theme packs occasionally, where you just have packs that just had the extreme cards or the Halloween cards or stuff like that. They don't seem to have those nearly as much, I've noticed. I'd love them to put the old extreme cards, and I'd love them to have vintage packs in the store where you can just get old Halloween cards, old extreme cards, not just in the credit store, but also in the Supercoin store, whatever it is, for free players to be able to get some old theme cards. That would be cool. I mean, they've got the Money in the Bank, which is good, and they've got the other pack that gives you some theme cards, yes, but just I'd love to have like old Halloween packs or old extreme card packs or even old event cards. It'd be cool if we could have the event cards, the old event cards. I get not the new ones because people work hard for those, but like, let's be honest, ain't no one gonna give a shit. Like, for me personally, like, if somebody drops an event card that I got, from season 5 or 4, I'm not gonna get the shits. I know there are some people out there that would be petty about it and say, oh, but I had to grind for that card. I had to put X amount of credits in to get that, that WrestleMania 35 card. I don't like the fact that someone can get it for free now. Well, it's useless. I mean, I don't know, I'd like some of the older event cards to come in as a collectible for people to try and get them. Maybe get a pro, maybe just, if you missed out, to be able to get it. I don't know, I would like them to bring in some old theme cards, but I'd also love Road to Glory to be themed. I've been bitching about this for years, but like, for me, with Road to Glory, every now and then they have like a theme card in the Road to Glory. I love it if they were all theme cards. Road to Glory would be so much more. I'd be willing to play Road to Glory and grind it if every card was a theme card, whether it's a fusion, whether it's like a Christmas card, a Halloween card, a summer card, an extreme card, whatever. If every card involved in Road to Glory was a theme card, I'd be more likely to grind it. Let's be realistic. Like, if instead of a instead of a behemoth Drew McIntyre, if it was instead of just a behemoth base Drew McIntyre, if it was a behemoth summer card, you'd be more inclined to grind for that card. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love it if they just put every card in Road to Glory as a theme card. So fusions, like I said, summer cards, extreme cards, Halloween cards, Christmas cards. If every card was a sort of a special theme sort of card, I'd be more inclined to grind Road to Glory. But like, Road to Glory, you look at it and it's usually just crappy base cards that aren't going to help your deck. So if they were at least theme cards, you'd be more inclined to want to grind it, just to be able to collect a couple of cool cards or get some cool images. We'll do this. One stage I would have loved that Sasha Banks card. I would have done cartwheels over that. Also noticing a lot more of these ads in the game where you can't skip them. Some people, you may not know this, some people do know this, some people won't. If you skip the ad, you can actually still get your reward. Unfortunately though, these ads are popping up more and more. Let's just see if we're still recording. Yes, we are. Unfortunately, yeah, these ads are popping up more and more where you can't skip them. You can also skip ads in, again, that was such a horrible tier. That was so, I don't know if these cards were weak or WrestleMania 36 was just so overpowered. Not real sure about that, but I remember at the time when Elemental dropped, Elemental Pros were getting, if I'm not mistaken, I think, like, Elemental Pros were getting whooped by WrestleMania 36 event cards and stuff like that. They were just getting, it just seemed that WrestleMania 36 cards were so, like the NWO cards. I remember they were just, I had NWO cards in my deck that were destroying Pro Elementals, which, and we're talking about single cards. We're destroying Pro Elementals. Like, that's, again, I don't know whether WrestleMania 36 was overpowered or Elemental was underpowered. I don't know, but I just remember Elemental was a bitch of a tier. But yeah, you can skip King of the Ring if you're watching a video on King of the Ring to refill. For example, if you hit if you start again. If you need energizers and you watch a video, you can actually skip the ad and you still get your energizer. It still works with this as well. If I was to watch, I can't really do it now, but I'll show you. Let's see where we go here. Oh god, look, that's my strongest. Oh god. Alright, we'll get rid of it. Oop. We'll use those two. I don't think I can actually do it, actually. Wait, just a second. So, you can also, if you watch a video... Oh, for crap. You can't skip this one. If I was to skip this ad, if I could, I'd still get my refill. Even though it says you won't get it, you actually get it. So, you don't have to actually watch the video. If you can skip it, skip it. You still get your refill for your King of the Ring. You still get your refill for PvP. You still get your reward in the store. Hang on. No, I can't skip. But yeah, you still get your bout filled up if you skip the ad, okay? Even if it says you won't, it says, oh, you'll miss out on it, you still get it. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, so you still do get your bout. I'll actually try something else. Okay, so we're on my main account. Just gonna try and see if this works again. Ah, son of a bitch! Again, if you skip the ads, you still get your refill on PvP. You still get your refill on King of the Ring, or your Energizer, I should say. You still get your Energizer on King of the Ring, and if you skip the ad, you'll still get your free pack in the store. You don't have to watch the ads. Even though it says, oh, you know, if you skip the ad, you'll lose your reward or whatever. You're not going to lose it. So you can skip the ads. Unfortunately, though, 99% of the ads now are those ones that aren't skippable. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass. So we're going to pretty much finish up here. Oh, there you go. We got one. We're going to finish up here. Just wanted to drag this video out a little bit. Give you a bit more content. I'd grab something from the store, but there is dead set. There is nothing there that's worth, you know, spending any credits on whatsoever. Like, there is literally nothing that I, you know what I mean? Like, if there was anything that I thought was even remotely worth it, I'd get it just for the sake of getting it, but this is all pretty much rubbish. Let's see. What am I doing? See, there's nothing I really... you know what I'll do? What the hell? Make sure we're still recording. Yes, we are. As a treat, I'll get a Wondrous Woman pack. I'm not expecting much from this. I would not advise you to do this because you're not going to get much out of it. Hopefully we get something cool, but I doubt it. But just to end the video, we'll get this for you as a little bonus. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, that wasn't, that was not Crash. But anyway, guys, we're going to end it there. That's a little present for you. Get one of those. Got nothing out of it. But anyway, until next time, boys and girls, take care of yourself and each other.